Guys doing today? It's his mango. I am here live in effect. Well, anyway, guys, I look so tired today. Tonight, I swear to God, I had a good time last night. I enjoyed myself. I enjoyed dating myself last night, and I, I'm kind of groggy, but it is what it is. Life goes on. But anyway, here's the conclusion of the Ernie and the Mistress love slash deadly slash forbidden story. So the last time I talked to y'all guys, Ernie was hanging from a cross because of a sin that he committed that the master didn't like. Ernie had slept with the mistress and produced a baby. Not because he was in love with her, not because he wanted to. It was all out of fear. If he had told the mistress that he didn't want to sleep with her, she would probably cry raped, and they probably would have hung and killed him anyway. So he had to sleep with her. I mean, it is what it is. That's how it was back in the day. So, I mean, he couldn't win for losing. But anyway, last time I told this story to y'all guys, Ernie was hanging from a cross. They had cut his penis off, and he had regained his conscience. Okay, we'll start from there. Ernie regained his conscience after having a sharp pain that hit his left groin. He reached down to touch his groin, only to find that his penis was missing. He drew back his hand and he saw a big red stain that was blood. He couldn't scream. He couldn't do anything because he was in shock. He heard the master say, "Boy, I told you. I told you not to touch my mistress. You could have had anything on my plantation because no, I take that back. I love you just that much. You was my prize trophy. You could have had anything, but you just had to have had my mistress, my lady boy. So I had to teach you a lesson. I might let you live, I might not. It's up to me. I hold life and death." Ernie didn't speak. He couldn't say anything. Only thing he could do was just hang his head down. Because he knew the master wasn't going to allow him to live. To live, the master would be the laughing stock of the plantation. Why would he let this nigga live after this nigga don't slept with his wife and produced a baby? That was betrayal. Why would he do that? Huh? The master didn't know that his wife was dead, but he knew that he had killed the black baby that was produced not by love, but lust. So the master had to let Ernie know what he did. And boy, don't go back to that plantation after your dick heals and try to raise that black bastard because I killed him too. You will never be able to laugh at me and tell the people that this black baby came from my wife, and I'll deal with her later after I deal with you. So Ernie became fearful because a lot of people gathered around the cross where he was hanging. They started chanting, "Let the nigga down, let the nigga down, let the nigga down." So the master ordered one of his men to loosen up the strings, the noose that he had tied behind Ernie's hands. He loosened it up, and Ernie began to slide down the cross, and he hit the ground hard. And after he hit the ground hard, some of the white folks came over and snatched him up and started beating on him, just beating him upside the head relentlessly. They didn't care. They didn't give a damn. Ernie didn't care. He just kept holding the spot where his dick was at. He didn't care. He was gone. The master had took his manhood. He didn't care what it was doing. As a matter of fact, he couldn't even feel anything. And when the master told him that his son was dead, he didn't care because he really didn't want to raise that baby anyway, because he knew that the master wasn't going to let him live it down. So he knew he was going to die today anyway. So he'll meet his baby in the sky. Ernie was no longer that big black trophy, his prize and his pride and joy on the plantation. He became a small piece of trash, a piece of trash like the other slaves that the master treated so cruelly, and put Ernie on a pedestal. They didn't. He became just like them. He didn't care. So the people, they snatched Ernie up and threw him back down on the ground and tied his legs up and began to drag him throughout the plantation. They had it in for him, and he had slept with a white woman too, so they had it in for him. The women chanted, "Kill that nigger! Kill that nigger! We can't just have him around here raping white women and getting them pregnant. We can't do that. What if he do it to us? And I'll be damned if we care any black bastard." Ernie didn't care. He didn't hear anything. He just wanted him to go ahead and just kill him. Just go ahead and do it now, he thought. What are you doing this for? Why are you dragging me around, making a mockery of it? I'm already dead. My soul left my body anyway. Just go ahead and kill me. It don't matter. I don't want to be here. Stop making a mockery out of me, he thought. But the words never left his mouth because he couldn't speak. He was bleeding to death anyway. He was going to die anyway. He didn't care. So he closed his eyes and waited for death to come, but it never came. He waited for that God that he was taught to believe in by the very hands that was about to kill him. He closed his eyes. Kill me fast. Go ahead. I'll never be able to have my own family. I'll never be any good for anybody, he thought. I'll never be able to do anything that a man can do for his wife. You took that away from me. So why are you? What's taking y'all guys so long? Go ahead and kill me. His soul screamed out. He couldn't say anything. So Ernie just closed his eyes and waited on somebody that was brave enough to kill him. So meanwhile, while Ernie had his eyes closed and waited on his death, the midwife that brought forth the black bastard baby, she took the baby, that the young girl that she told to hold the baby while she cleaned the mistress off to be prepared to prepare her for her husband when he came to see his wife. This story is just getting to me, y'all guys, because it's so real. It's so real to me right now. But anyway, the story must go on. She took the baby that the young girl was holding for her. She took the baby into one of the yards the graveyards where all the slaves was buried. Some of them died from the master hands. Some of them died for diseases they didn't even know they had. Some of them died before they had a chance to even know what life was. She took the baby and into a hole that was already pre-dug for the baby. Wrapped the baby with the sheet that she had for the baby. She wrapped the baby up in that sheet and placed the baby in the box that the young girl had next to the grave. She placed the baby in the box and put the baby in the hole and began to throw dirt on the baby until the box was covered up. Her eyes filled with tears because the baby didn't have a chance to even have a life. The baby just died because the baby was the product of deception and just lust. The baby was due to die before he was even born. The baby would never stood a chance. So after she covered the baby up with the soil from the earth. She began to say a prayer for the baby. She cried because it took her back to a story where she had her baby. When she had her baby, she was raped by one of the master farmhand when she was 12 years old. She had her baby, and the baby died. Soon as she had the baby, and she had to bury her baby because the farmhand didn't care anything about her. He just slept with her and produced a baby. But the baby never lived, was stillborn, and so it brought her back to that time. And she laid the baby that the mistress got, the baby that the mistress had from Ernie. She laid the baby to rest next to her baby. So after she got finished praying for the baby, her heart was solid. It was cold. It was filled. She no longer wanted to work for Master. So she went back into the kitchen and prepared a meal because she knew when he came back, he was going to be tired. He was going to be thirsty. So she went in the cabinet and she got some rat poison. She brought the rat poison down and began to chop it up. Chop it up into fine grains. Fine grains. And she placed the rat poison inside of the food that she was cooking on the stove. She cooked it up real good, seasoned it up real good. That way he couldn't taste the poison that she placed inside the Master's meal. She can hear the Master coming. The Master had no more use for Ernie. She left him to die. He left him to die by the other white folks. He already had did what he wanted to do to Ernie. Because like I said, he wasn't planning